All right, this is the Monday, October 23rd edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Lots to talk about. Very busy setup now over the next week to 10 days, starting with a pretty potent storm system rolling into the region here today on this Monday. First of all, Greensboro Tower camera during the 5 a.m. hour, fairly quiet, although showers on the increase. We take a peek at Charlotte. There's already been some shower activity in the Queen City early this morning, and we're going to continue to see these showers and eventually thunderstorms increase across the region. More of that in just a second. Highs on Sunday, pretty warm. It was a pretty nice weekend overall across the region, not bad at all. Specifically, Triad viewing area, mid and upper 70s Sunday afternoon. Charlotte region had 60s in the high country, then upper 70s to around the lower 80s even in some spots in parts of the Charlotte viewing area. Pretty mild morning, 50s, 60s, even some 70s on the board early on this Monday just in advance of this incoming cold front. And before I go any further here, let me kind of show you the upper level setup for this. There's a look at the European operational model. This is valid early this afternoon. Notice this piece of energy taking on what we call a negative tilt. That's when the trough axis is tilted in this direction. That's a favorable setup to get a lot of lift as you have some diffluence, some spreading out of the winds in the upper levels as that trough swings in. That leads to a lot of lift and good opportunities for showers and storms and a lot of helicity, a lot of turning of the winds with height with this type of setup too. So we do need to monitor the severe weather potential pretty closely. Again, early this morning as I cut the video, showers on the increase in the Carolinas, a lot of rain, some of it pretty heavy through parts of Georgia and Alabama. And then notice this line of storms right here. Actually, not storms at the moment, it's just heavy rain, but it'll become thunderstorms from east of Asheville, east of Huntsville, east of Birmingham. That is just ahead of this incoming cold front. And so as that front works eastward, certainly the showers and storms increasing across the Carolinas. And eventually, we get a pretty forced line of rain and embedded thunderstorms that works on through. This is the high-resolution future radar. And let me back this out just a little bit. For the mountains, the heaviest rain and storms occurring midday into early afternoon. And I think for the Piedmont zone, Charlotte, Greensboro, it'll be a late afternoon and early evening deal when the heaviest activity occurs. Showers possible anytime, but our greatest thunderstorm threat and greatest severe weather threat late afternoon and into the evening. And we do need to watch the severe weather potential closely. We do have a Category 2, slight risk of severe weather for much of the region. And I believe damaging winds, the primary severe weather threat, but I certainly cannot rule out a couple of isolated tornadoes too due to the amount of wind energy involved with this system rolling through. Rain amounts, actually that's this GFS, that label's incorrect. This is the RPM model, Futurecast, and certainly the mountains get the heaviest rain, and there could be some 3 to 5 inch rain totals today in the mountains. You get east of there through the Piedmont, I think we're looking at 3/4 of an inch to about 1.5 inches or 2 inches for most of us. And it will be a breezy day, even outside of thunderstorms. Those winds cranking today out of the south and southeast as that cold front approaches. And then the winds really settle down tonight. There's your highs this afternoon across the region. Now, tomorrow, pretty quiet stuff. And this cool, dry air mass then settles in for the rest of the work week. There's Wednesday looking pretty good. High temperatures Tuesday afternoon look like that. I think Wednesday afternoon we really begin to feel the cooler air, and by Thursday morning, there's your lows across the region. Pretty chilly. I'll show you longer range issues here in just a second. Quickly in the tropics, no classified systems, no immediate areas of concern out there. We are going to watch this area through the western Caribbean Sea. Some modeling keying on this area for development down the road this week, so we will watch it. And finally, there's the fall foliage photo of the day from our friends there at Grandfather Mountain. That photo from Grandfather Mountain. The highest mountain peaks are past the fall color season, but there's still a ton of color to enjoy up there in the high country, and more color showing up in the Piedmont and the foothills. Now, longer range. Let's go to the weekend. GFS brings a very sharp cold front through here Saturday. The European model, it's a day slower, 18 to 24 hours slower. It's Sunday that front gets here on the European model. Behind it is some really chilly air. This is Monday morning's lows off of the GFS. Notice the 20s here in North Alabama, North Georgia, into the mountains, and even around freezing or just below in the Piedmont. Upstate, sub-freezing. Again, that's the GFS, the 0Z run. It's a little slower on the European, but eventually that pretty cold air. Not nearly as cold in the Tennessee Valley, but in the Carolinas it's similar, but it's a day later on the European model. So the bottom line is I do think early next week we get a pretty good shot of cold air, and that probably will involve a freeze for a lot of us, ending the growing season at some point next week. All right, that is it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thanks for watching. Everybody have a great day, and God bless.